the music down in my soul. I hear the music, oh, down in my soul. And the whole wide world is my home. I've got a new day down in my soul. I've got a new day down in my soul. I've got a new day down in my soul. And the whole wide world is my home. I love the silence, the silence down in my soul. I love the silence down in my soul. I love the silence, oh, down in my soul. And the whole wide world is my home. Now I feel the power. I feel the power down in my soul. I feel the power down in my soul. Oh, I feel the power down in my soul. And the whole wide world is my home. Yes, the whole wide world is my home. Oh, yes, the whole wide world, the whole wide world is my home. Oh, I got a new day down in my soul.
Good morning and welcome. I'm Reverend John Riley, and I have the joy of serving as your senior minister, and it's just wonderful to see you all here. Thank you for being here this morning. For those of you who are watching live online, we welcome you, and if you're watching during the week afterwards, know that you're in our hearts and in our prayers. You are in the right place at the right time right now. Yes? We are, if you're new to Unity, what we want you to know is that Unity is a global spiritual community welcoming people from all walks of life. People looking for a deeper experience of spirit, a greater sense of health, wholeness, and abundance. People looking for spiritual growth, transformation, and to do life better. We teach positive, practical spiritual principles that you can apply in your life every day to help you live a more joyful and abundant life. Yes? We're so blessed this morning to have with us Lisa Whitfield as our platform leader, Deborah Winters as our soloist, Russell Norman on piano, Ron E. Beck on drums. And so we will begin our service with our opening song. I'll invite you all to stand as Margot leads us.
Get your best gospel voice on, people. Come on, here we go. I am free, I am unlimited. There are no chains that bind me. I am free, I am unlimited. Right now, right now. Oh, I am free, I am unlimited. There are no chains that bind me. I am free, I am unlimited. Right now, right now. I am am free, I am unlimited. There are no chains that bind me. I am free, I am unlimited. Right now, right now, I am free, I am unlimited. Oh, there are no chains that bind me. I am free, I am unlimited right now. Day by day, day by day. Oh, dear Lord, three things I pray: to see thee more clearly, love thee more dearly, and follow thee more nearly, day by day. Yes, day by day. Ooh, day by day. Oh, dear Lord, three things I pray: to see thee more clearly, and love thee more dearly, follow thee more nearly, day by day. Oh, day by day, day by day. Oh, dear Lord, three things I pray: to see thee more clearly, love thee more dearly, and follow thee more nearly, day by day. Oh, day by day. Oh, day by day, by day, by day, by day.
Yes, it's okay to clap here at Unity Palo Alto. Woo! Good morning, Unity Palo Alto. Good morning. I am Lisa Whitfield. It's great to connect with everybody here in the sanctuary, or if you're watching us online right now or through the week. Great to have you all here. As Reverend John said, we are part of a global spiritual community, which means we're walking a journey together with lots of people across the planet. Now, if you were going on a spiritual journey, wouldn't you want a compass of some sort? Maybe a map? Maybe not a map. Maybe that's too prescriptive. I don't know. We're like the National Park Service of the spiritual world here at Unity, okay? We've got 5 core principles that help guide us on this path. The first is God is. There is only one power and one presence active in the universe and in our lives: God, the good omnipotence. Our second principle is I am. God is the substance and intelligence in every person and in all creation, even me, even you, even this microphone. We're not separate from it. Our third principle is the law of mind action. Thoughts and mind produce after their kind, which means we have the power to affect our world with what we do with our thoughts, with what kind of energy we put out into the world. If you're having a little trouble focusing those thoughts or with that negative energy, I recommend principle number 4, affirmative prayer and meditation. It's through meditation and affirmative prayer that we get connected with that creative, constructive power of God to live in, through, and as us. I was telling Reverend John earlier this morning that I've recently reconnected with my meditation practice after saying for months, I don't have time for that, I can't fit that in. And you know what I figured out? You can make time. Because if you become more present, guess what? You're not doing things like, that thing that I did in 3rd grade that I really regret. Let me just ruminate on that and think about how horrible that was. You get that time back. You can't afford not to do it. Woo! So this relates to our fifth principle, which is daily practice. I think Casey Wicker said one time, unity is not for weenies. Okay, this is a daily practice. If we are guided by these principles every day, that's how we express the divine that we already are. And life is going to get better. So when we take these 5 principles all together, they help us to live out our vision statement here at Unity Palo Alto. And I'm going to invite you to affirm that with me. Together, centered in God, we co-create a world that works for all. And now our call to worship.
You are here for good. You are here forever, everywhere. One universe to share for good. You are here to love. You are here no matter what is true. This moment's here for you to love. You are here in grace. You are here no matter where you go. This moment will begin right now, and you'll never lose your way. The signs will always say, you are here for good. You are here forever, everywhere. One universe to share for good.
And now our reading from the Daily Word. Today's daily word is joy. I'm going to read our affirmation and then invite you to affirm it with me. I am blessed with indwelling joy. Together, I am blessed with indwelling joy. In John's Gospel, Jesus prays his disciples and all who receive their message will experience for themselves the joy he knows. I share in Jesus' joy as I remember I am a living expression of the divine, created in God's image and likeness, just as Jesus was. My ability to express love, life, wisdom, and all other qualities of God is limited only by my willingness to live from my spiritual nature. I am one with God and one in the allness of God with all people everywhere. The joy Jesus described remains with me no matter what is happening around me. I know wholeness in the midst of illness, abundance amid the appearance of lack, even sadness in the aftermath of loss cannot overtake my joy. This is from John chapter 15, verse 11. I have said these things to you so that my joy may be in you and that your joy may be complete.
You can spend your whole life building something from nothing. One storm can come and blow it all away. Build it anyway. You can chase a dream that seems so out of reach, and you know it might not ever come your way. Dream it anyway. God is great, but sometimes life ain't good. And when I pray, it doesn't always turn out like I think it should. But I do it anyway. Yes, I do it anyway. When your world's gone crazy and it's hard to believe that tomorrow will be better than today, believe it anyway. You can love someone with all your heart and all the right reasons, and in a moment they can choose to walk away. Love them anyway. Now God is great, but sometimes life ain't good. And when I pray, it doesn't always turn out like I think it should. But I do it anyway. Yes, I do it anyway. I do it anyway. Yes, I do it anyway. Now I say, I dream, and I love, and I do it anyway. Yes, I do it anyway. Believe it anyway. I do it anyway.
Good morning. We are in the fifth of a five-part series that I've been calling Spiritual Mindset, to help us develop a spiritual mindset. And we've been using the profound 8-verse prose poem by the master teacher Jesus called the Beatitudes, or what author and unity minister Eric Butterworth called the Be-attitudes, attitudes of beingness. This is how we show up in the world. Now, these 8 Beatitudes really set the stage. It's the foundation for the master teacher's teachings, for what he came here to impart to us. It's the foundation of Jesus' teachings, but not from a standpoint of conforming to a set of rules. Anybody hear a bunch of rules that we're supposed to conform to? That wasn't his message. His message wasn't conforming, but rather transforming transforming our life by adopting a spiritual mindset. Now, what is your mindset? Your mindset is your established set of attitudes that you hold. It's those thoughts, those ways of being that you are holding. Essentially, it's your personal belief system that's been developed over a lifetime of experiences, conditioning, and storytelling. So instead of conforming to your personal belief system, what we're here is to focus on what the Apostle Paul called the transformation of your life through the renewing of your mind. Allowing ourselves, our minds, to shift into a new perspective, into a new mindset. And so on this fourth journey, the way I read this last beatitude is the idea of steadfast on the path. But to get us there, what I want to do is go back to the other four and not go through the whole 4 hours of talk again, but just to reiterate what they mean and ground ourselves in it. Are you good? Yes. So we're going to begin with humble and happy beingness. Humble and happy beingness. The first beatitude establishes the idea that the kingdom of heaven is in your consciousness here and now. It is a state of consciousness when we are aligned with that one presence and one power in the universe. It is a state of conscious oneness. Not just talking about it, not just having an intellectual discussion about what oneness means, but really having an attitude, a knowing of your oneness with spirit, with God, with source, with substance, with all that's around us, with each other, for we're all one in this giant tapestry of life. By letting go of our egoic pride and narcissism, we become receptive to the ever-present expression of life, love, and infinite wisdom that flow in, through, and as us. That idea of humble, happy beingness. We let our ego take a little break. And so let's have our first affirmation on the screen. I'll invite you to take a nice deep breath and just settle into this affirmation. I'll read it once, then invite you to affirm it. I am open and receptive to the inflow and the outpouring of all there is in God. Together, I am open and receptive to the inflow and the outpouring of all there is in God. And so it is. Next, we go on to the idea, the Beatitudes, that I've termed as peaceful strength. Peaceful strength. The next two attitudes talk about our deep inner longing for the gifts of spirit. That deep inner longing for that which is within us to emerge. That which is within us that is trying to emerge every day. That's that longing within us to be more. We may confuse it with external realities. We may confuse it with prosperity or abundance or money or things or power or relationships. But those are all the ways through which that omnipresent substance flows in all of those things. So that those things are not the focus of our attention, but rather the gifts of focusing on the allness of God, the peaceful strength within. The awareness of our emerging within us, within the collective human consciousness, is that greater awareness of oneness, a greater expression of unity with spirit. It is the indwelling spiritual strength seeking to express itself, to allow it to express. We must soften what is rigid on the inside. We must soften what is rigid on the inside. That belief system that holds us to a certain way of being, we need to be able to begin to soften that and allow it to melt away, if you will, rather than being this hard, fast thing that we are living our life based on. Allow that egoic structure to melt away so that we can allow more of that inner strength to emerge, more of that inner peace, more of that inner love to emerge. And when we allow ourselves to express to soften what is rigid on the inside, that underlying biases and beliefs, we open ourselves to that inner spiritual strength. And so our affirmation for that one was, I soften what is rigid within. With inner peace, I am deeply in touch with spirit. Together? I soften what is rigid within. With inner peace, I am deeply in touch with spirit. So we've established ourselves as humble and happy, just knowing that we're one with the infinite flow of life, love, and wisdom. We're allowing it to be. We understand that that wisdom comes from within, that peace comes from within. And when we have established inner peace, that is expressed in our life, and we can move through life with strength and ease. And at that point, we're able to really start to feel and see the results from our mindset shift. And so then we start to passionately shine our light. To passionately shine our light. When we taste that inner bliss of spirit, we hunger and thirst for it. We consciously seek to express it in every aspect of our lives, and we focus our attention on aligning our thoughts and our words and our actions with the allness of life, love, and wisdom. Imagine aligning your thoughts with the allness of spirit, aligning your thoughts with the idea of love, with the idea of expressing harmony, with the idea of being that peaceful presence in the world in any circumstance. Being able to move from that and passionately shine your gifts. What you're here to do in life, the gifts that you have for the world, and each of us has something to give to the world. Something beautiful. And so our affirmation for passionately shining, I keep my thoughts centered upon those things that I want to see manifest in my life. I seek with all my heart and mind. I passionately shine my light. Together, I keep my thoughts centered upon those things that I want to see manifest in my life. I seek with all my heart and mind. I passionately shine. And that brings us to expressing unity. Got to keep track of all the attitudes. So now that we're shining our light, it's really the idea of living that idea of unity, living that idea of oneness, of knowing that we're all one in the universe, and that we can move and express through that. And as you proceed in this manner, as you clean your lens, your view of life, you begin to see the world from a new spiritual mindset, attuned to the infinite and expressing your noble, higher self, your love and peace in the world, being that presence in the world, really expressing that unity in everything that you do. And our affirmation for expressing unity was, I am consciously in unity with the allness. I am a radiating center of peace and love. Together, I am consciously in unity with the allness. I am radiating center of peace and love. And so it is. And that brings us to the final beatitude, the final section of our series here. Steadfast on the path. The beatitude says, blessed are they that are being persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are ye when men shall reproach you and persecute you and say all manner of evil against you and falsely for my sake. Rejoice and exceed gladly, for great is your reward in heaven. For so persecuted they the prophets that were before you. Well, that sounds like a fun one. Everyone excited for this one? So this sounds like it can be very much at odds with the other Beatitudes, the other 7, yes? Does it sound a little different? All of a sudden we're said that blessed are you when you are persecuted. Blessed are you when people say all kinds of bad stuff about you, false stuff about you, evil stuff about you, for my sake. What we need to realize, and well, actually, in some people throughout the years have interpreted this as the idea that you must suffer in this experience. You must be a martyr, and martyrdom is part of the path in this experience. Have you ever heard of that in your history of your lifetime? Yeah. And that erroneous thought has created that sense of separation within us, has created a sense of suffering that is just part of our experience now. But when you begin to shift your BS, belief system, thank you. Thank you, Lisa. When you begin to shift your mindset, there will be pushback. Have you ever experienced that? You come across a new idea, a new way of thinking, a new way of being, and you want to express that out into the world. What's the first thing you want to do? Share. Yeah. You want to tell other people. You want to share because out of the goodness of your heart, because look, this is something that has really made a difference in my life, and you want to share that with someone else. And what's been the reaction sometimes? Rejection. What was it? What show was that? I don't remember. Family Feud, maybe. Thank you. We want to share, and so we get so enthusiastic that we get a little pushy. What else? We want to tell people how it should be. Fix other people. Anything else? You know what you need. Anybody have a relative that they want to fix? You know what you need. And then there's also the, I want it my way. The great tune, I want it my way. Was that the way? Was I good? Was I on key there? Thank you very much. Yeah, the idea that we want it our way. That it has to be the way that we understand it, this new idea. So yes, there will be external pushback. There will be external pushback. And what does that tell you? Quit pushing. Quit pushing out there. One of the things that's interesting about unity is we don't talk about unity from the perspective of proselytizing, saying this is the way you need to live your life in order, to live your life with grace, or in order to be in God's good grace, in order to be present. There are many paths up this mountain. Many paths, and unity is but one of them. But what we know is that when we try these things and practice them in our life and give them a chance, they have transformed lives dramatically. Transformed lives so that people are experiencing more openness, a sense of personal freedom, more bliss, more peace in their life. Eric Butterworth likes this quote, but what he says about it, and this is probably more important, there is a deeper and more meaningful application of this beatitude. The emphasis is on attitudes, yes? It deals with our thinking. The persecution takes place within our own mind, and the persecutor is our own errant thought. Is an errant thought in our own mind. We're the ones that are persecuting ourselves. Now, this is true whenever you learn anything new. Whenever you start to shift that mindset, and you start to open yourself to something new, what happens? Everything that's opposite of it begins to appear in your life. Everything that's opposite of it. Because those old belief systems start to fight back. They don't want to be destroyed. They don't want to be swept aside. They want to stand firm that this is the way it is. And yeah, Reverend John's all saying, you're almighty divine people, but I know the truth. Right? Or, yes, this is the message of unity, but my family keeps calling me cold-hearted. This is the message of unity, that I am a spiritual being, but I'm not getting anywhere. I just got fired. Things are not going well in my job. My relationship, the person just left me. Or I'm just leaving someone for greener pastures. And then greener pastures. And then greener pastures. And then greener pastures. And then greener pastures. You can say that about anything in our life. Because that's what happens. That belief system starts to fight back. You're persecuting yourself for having these belief systems that don't quite align with your current state of thinking. And so our goal here is really just to gently allow these attitudes to shift you. to gently allow the attitude and to stay steadfast on the path. To stay on the path. In Lisa's opening, she said two things that really sparked me. One made me cry. I had to get the Kleenex before I even came up. I'm going to go with the first one. It was the national park comment. My first experience, I've grown up camping all the time, and in a campground, you can wander away, and I remember my parents gave me my whistle, so if I got lost, I can blow the whistle. But it was in a campground, and I couldn't wander very far, right? I always made it back. My first real backpacking experience in the Sierras was at age 14. We weren't camping, we were hiking up the hill for miles at a time. Now, if you've ever been backpacking, the trails aren't always easy to find, but they have markers. There's stacks of stone, there's markings on trees that mark it, and you need to look out for these markings so that you can stay on the path. Because if you wander off in the middle of the Sierras, what's going to happen? They're going to have to call the National Park Service. Someone's going to have to come and find you. Someone else will have to call the National Park Service. Stay steadfast on the path. When you start to encounter these roadblocks within you, these thoughts within you that say, well, I'm not good enough. These thoughts within you say, well, he's not talking about me. These thoughts within you say, yeah, but these other people don't agree with me. They're saying something completely different. When you start to hit these roadblocks, stay on the path. That's how you know you're heading in the right direction. When things get tough, because unity is not for, I'm not going to say it. It's not for the faint of heart. It's for people that really want to transform their life. People who really want to experience a greater sense of peace, experience a greater sense of wholeness and well-being and bliss and joy. And it's not like life is going to be perfect, but it allows you to show up differently with a different mindset, with a different way of looking at the world. So that when the road gets tough, you're able to draw upon those other mindsets, draw upon your inner strength, draw upon your inner peace, draw upon your sense of well-being and wholeness and knowing that you're one with the infinite flow of life, love, and wisdom. To set aside some time to meditate so that you don't have to spend all that time with your BS. That's the point. That's a word. Thank you very much. They're not with you, vibing with you on that one. Try it again. Oh, go got this section over here. We got to work on that section back there. It's that being in a line. It's really like, I don't know where to go. I'm hitting this roadblock. I don't know where to go, but what I do know is that I can turn within to that internal GPS system, to that internal wisdom of God, to the internal intelligence that leads me on the path. And I do it with love, because harmony is the energy of love. And when I do it with the idea of harmony in my life, the path opens up to me. When you hit the roadblock, keep walking. Find your bearings. Get back on the path and move forward. Just keep going one step at a time, one day at a time. When you fall back, when you're off the path, when you fall to the wayside, sit down, take a breath. Take a breath. Meditate, find your bearings. And then when you're ready, get back up and get back to the path. Just keep returning. That's the brilliance of his teaching, because it's just like, no, it isn't perfect. Life is not going to be perfect. Just like Deborah's saying, life is messy and exciting and scary and juicy and barren. It's all of those things. And yet when we meet it with that spiritual mindset that I'm one with the infinite flow of life, love, and wisdom, that all of my good comes from within, from source, from that idea that just, it's always there. We will find our way. So keep learning, keep growing, keep going, keep building your consciousness, because there is something within you that's seeking to express itself. And it's coming out great more and more in the collective human consciousness, in the collective ego consciousness. And we know it is because it seems like the opposite is happening everywhere. Have you noticed that? Or is that just my judgmental thinking? We're the ones to bring that energy to the world. We're the ones to express that goodness into the world. We're here to stay on the path and keep going. Now, there's lots of classes. Any class that Unity teaches or offers is one way to learn, to build your spiritual intelligence, to deepen your spiritual experience. One of my favorites is what we call the quantum living class. Don't get caught up by the name. It's not my name. You know, I'm a licensed quantum living teacher. It's their IP, intellectual property, and that's what they call the class. So get over it. I like the idea of the art and practice of living with nothing and no one against you. That's provocative. The art and practice of living with nothing and no one against you. Will there be people against you? Will there be people throwing tomatoes at you? As Brene Brown's, are there people in the cheap seats? Yes. Don't worry about them. You need more tomatoes in your diet anyway. I don't know. Just keep going. Keep returning to that presence within you. Keep allowing it to flow through you. So the quantum living class teaches us a process through which you can do it. Because what comes up, some of the things that come up in our belief system are old wounds, things that happened, what was it? As a 3-year-old that happened, this happened to me and I'm going to ruminate on it. That's what comes back up. And so it helps us move through an awareness session that allows us to move through it and to give ourselves our own sense of healing. Because true healing always comes from within. Spirit always moves from within out. Healing doesn't come from, the magical check that's coming into your bank account. It always comes from inside out, leading you to your higher good, leading you down the path where you can express and experience a greater sense of abundance, a greater sense of peace, a greater sense of joy and oneness and relationship with yourself, with God, with each other. And so our affirmation for today: on my spiritual journey, I bless and press on past my human limitations to a deepening awareness and an increasing releasement of my potential divinity. Whew, take a nice, deep, cleansing breath. Get your lips warmed up for this one. Together, on my spiritual journey, I bless and press on past my human limitations to a deepening awareness of an increasing releasement of my potential divinity. That's what you're here to do. Just to simply allow that good to flow in, through, and as you. And if you do that, if you seek that idea, that consciousness of oneness, that consciousness of being one with the allness of life, the allness of love, the allness of wisdom, everything else will be added unto you. Seek first that consciousness, the kingdom of heaven within. Let's take that into our time of affirmative prayer and meditation. And so with a nice deep cleansing breath, I invite you to close your eyes or soften your gaze as we move from the outer experience of life to the inner sanctuary of spirit. As we breathe, we can notice our thoughts and see if there's any stress or strain, if there's anything fighting back or against us. Any yeah buts, any should-havites, anything that's blocking you in the moment. Just simply bless it and release that thought and let it drift away. As our mind settles, we can focus on our emotions and see if there's any anxiety built up within us. any stress that's held in our bodies, any resistance. And as we breathe, we can place our attention on our feet. Feel gravity beneath us. Feel the natural draining of stress and strain. And as we breathe into our heart space, we breathe in love, divine love, the harmonizing energy of Spirit that flows in, through, and as you in this very moment. We breathe in love and we express compassion, kindness, consideration. We breathe in infinite peace, the peace of Spirit, the peace of God that is always available to us. Relaxing into this moment, and we express a peaceful presence. We breathe in divine wisdom, infinite intelligence. And as those divine ideas flow to us, we learn which ones are for us, which ones we choose to take and to express into the world, to create more harmony, to create a better living environment, to express new creativity, to allow it to guide us as we walk steadfast on this path. Each step along the way, we breathe in gratitude and we express faith. In the stillness of the silence. In this spiritual stillness, we establish a mindset of humble and happy beingness. Of peaceful inner strength. Passionately shining our light into the world. Expressing unity in all that we do. We send this energy out to all of our friends and family, simply holding them without expectation in the energy of life, love, and wisdom. We surround all of the prayers that have come in, either online or in person, in our prayer chest, and surround them with divine love, knowing that divine love is doing its perfect work right here, right now. We extend this love and this harmonic energy out into the world, surrounding our planet, affirming divine love is doing its perfect work, allowing this energy to emerge in humanity, allowing divine intelligence and divine creativity to spark new ideas for peaceful living for healthy living. And for this time together, for this experience of love, the experience of this wonderful spiritual community, we give thanks and we celebrate by singing the Alleluia.
Alleluia, 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 Alleluia,
And with a nice, deep, cleansing breath, we return our attention to this time and space and opening our eyes if we haven't already done so, and just allow that energy of love, of peace, of joy to fill your life this week, to be your guide this week. Unity Palo Alto is here to help you discover that spiritual magnificence within you. Our evolutionary purpose statement is we are here to transform lives and inspire people to make a positive difference in the world. And we do that thanks to your generous love offerings and your donations. But we are supported by 100%, 89%, we have some rentals, we're supported mostly by your by your love offerings. However you give, there's many ways in which you can give to our spiritual community. If you'd like to give in the sanctuary, there's a silver box in the back of the sanctuary that says love offerings on it. You can place a donation in there, or you can place a donation online. But however you give with love. For it's the manner in which we give to the world that we receive from the world. And so when we give with love, we receive love overflowing tenfold. The affirmation that we say is on the screen, and I invite you to affirm it with me. Together, divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I give, all that I receive, and all that I am. And so it is. It's up to you.
Want to sing with me? Something has changed within me. Something is not the same. I'm through with playing by the rules of someone else's game. Too late for second guessing. Too late to go back to sleep. It's time to trust my instincts. Close my eyes and leap. It's time to try defying gravity. I think I'll try defying gravity, and you won't bring me down. I'm through accepting limits, 'cause someone says they're so. Some things I cannot change, but till I try, I'll never know. Too long I've been afraid of losing love. I guess I've lost. Well, if that's love, it comes as much too high a cost. I'd sooner try defying gravity. I think I'll try defying gravity, and you won't bring me down. I think I'll try defying gravity. Oh, I think I'll try defying gravity, and you won't bring me down.
folks, you are in the right place at the right time right now. We are so blessed for this amazing music, the amazing message, the energy. Are you feeling the vibe? Are you feeling a unity vibe? Would you like some more of that unity vibe? Who wouldn't? We have so many ways for you to connect with us for spiritual growth, for sacred service, and I'm going to tell you about just a couple right now. Starting with today, right after service, is the fourth Sunday of the month, and every fourth Sunday we always have our Bring Your Own Lunch Brunch, hosted by our very own June Riley's in the house. Now, this is a great way to connect with other people if you're new, if you're not new. It's structured, okay? You're not going to sit in a little circle and go, oh, I don't know what to say. June's going to give you little prompts. There's icebreakers. It's about an hour. Well, I didn't bring a lunch. Okay, so grab some cookies, grab some coffee. That's okay, right, June? You don't have to have a lunch. Just come. So that's a great way to further the connection today, right after the service. And then next Sunday, we are going to have our annual, it's annual, right, John? The spiritual Q&A service. And this is going to be with Reverend John, with Casey, with Joe, and Rusty. 4 spiritual minds up here taking your questions. I already am formulating my question. So think of your questions before you come in, or maybe you'll think of one next week. So that is next Sunday. And then, what time is it? What time is it, Mr. Fox? You remember that? That was the thing, right? It's pick a party time. Raise your hand if you've already signed up for a pick party. Oh, that's not nearly enough. Okay. There are some awesome pick-a parties coming up very soon, this Saturday. 3 things to choose from this Saturday. Starting with Come and Rock the Dock at 11 a.m. with June Riley at the Port of Redwood City. In this pick-a-party, you will enjoy the port scene with June and other members of your UPA family. You can eat, walk, meet and greet, and listen to great music. If you like, just relax and kick back on the waterfront. So something for everybody at the Come Rock the Dock party. 11 a.m. 11 a.m. Did I say p.m.? Oh, it's 11 a.m. Oh, yeah. No one will be there if you go at 11 p.m. I think you might get in trouble if you go there at 11. And then Creative Collage Party, hosted by Christine Oliver at her home in Sunnyvale from 2 to 5 p.m. that same day. Christine will teach you how to produce small works of art that you can hang in your home or give as a gift. Children are also welcome. And join for a fun afternoon. That's with Christine Oliver, Creative Collage. And then with Chef Paul Sislows in the house. The Raj Indian Dinner at his home at 6 p.m. You'll sip wine and dine as Indian royalty with luscious mango lassi, crunchy papadum, am I saying that right, Paul? Wafers, warm naan, savory tandoori chicken, and refreshing salads. Finish with sweet delights. Oh, it's a surprise. So come and enjoy that with Paul at the Raj Indian Dinner. For more information, you can either contact the hosts. All this information is available online. For the pick-up parties, there's also going to be a table out in the courtyard. And as always, for all of these opportunities, you can check it out on our web at unitypaloalto.org/live. You can connect with us through all the socials, as the kids say. And there's just so many ways to share the good news that is Unity Palo Alto. So this is like I said before, this is the 4th Sunday of the month. So what do we do on the 4th Sunday, kids? We bless each other. So let's all stand for this, shall we? We're going to stand anyway for the peace song. Get your hands warmed up. Now I want you to turn to another person. I know, you're going to be able to look at the slide out of the corner of your eye, promise. Okay, ready? Get ready. Get somebody you want to bless. Together, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the light in you. Woo! Okay, now keep standing for the peace song.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
And now our prayer for protection. Together, the light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Love and blessings, everyone. Have a wonderful week, and stay on that path.
Oh, this little light of mine, well, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Oh, everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Oh, all around the world, oh, I'm gonna let it shine. Yes, all around the world, I'm gonna let it shine. Yeah, all around the world, oh, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Oh, let it shine, let it shine, let it well shine. Oh, let it shine.